side. And then bring the hands just a little bit in front of the arms, maybe about 4 or 5 inches. And we're going to go ahead and tuck those toes back again. And we're going to inhale the hips back towards the heels, but we're staying in a very neutral spine here. On the exhale, we're going to gently tighten the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and we're going to come forward until we're in sort of a modified plank pose here. Bringing the shoulders right over the wrists. And then inhale to release that effort. And then exhale, gently squeeze pelvic floor. We'll move forward, shoulders right over the wrists. And then we'll inhale to come back, releasing pelvic floor, filling up the base of the lungs. Exhale, come forward as we gather up the pelvic floor, come forward, shoulders over wrists, and then lift up your right leg. Feel the power, feel like we're pressing through that heel cord again, really pressing that right heel back. Exhale, bring the right knee down, lift the left knee, powering up that left quadriceps, pushing the left heel back. And then exhale, bring the knee down. And then we're going to go into a full plank. If you want to keep going into the half plank, you can. But for the rest of us, we're going to lift up that right knee. Then we're going to lift up the left knee. And voila, we're in a plank. So we'll breathe in and breathe out here. See if you can sort of scan your body and find pelvic floor. See if you can contract it maybe 10%. And then on the exhale, we'll drop the knees down. We'll bring the hips back. Give ourselves a little bit of a break. Notice the breath. Notice the movement of the pelvic floor here. As we breathe in and out. Notice that we're stretching through the shoulders. Really nice shoulder stretch here. And then we'll take a breath in intentionally. On the exhale, we're going to squeeze pelvic floor, rock forward again. And then if you're ready, go ahead and lift both knees. If you want to go into lifting one knee and then the other, you can do that. And then once we're in the plank here, we're going to practice lifting one leg. Now that may not be available to you today. So if not, just lighten up the weight on one leg and then release that. And then lighten up the weight on the other leg, even if you don't lift it off the floor. Exhale, come down, drop the knees, and come back. It's a little bit of a way to kind of get ourselves into a plank progression here. And the plank goes nicely into down dog. So let's take a breath here in our sort of extended child's pose. We'll exhale, gently squeeze pelvic floor as we rock back again. Lift up both knees. And then when you're ready, pushing through those really open shoulders, bring the hips up towards the ceiling. Into our first down dog. Now, make your legs really wide if you like. That'll give you a lot more space. It'll give you more space through your hips and through your shoulders. So see if you can work on bringing the heels down towards the floor, even if they're not really touching the floor. It's just an energy that's pushing, pulling down. At the same time, you're mindful of the hands pressing down into the mat and pressing a little forward on the mat. That's going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So take a breath in and out. We'll take one more breath here. And then on the exhale, bring the knees back down towards the ground. Come back into our child's pose. Maybe crossing the arms, giving your forehead a little bit of a place to rest. And come back into breath awareness. So when we're practicing our yoga, we want to be mindful of working between those sort of more energetic poses and our more calming poses, in a way to strengthen the resiliency of our nervous system. So building that into your practices is a nice habit. So we're not constantly pushing and striving.